Hi, I'm Mark. I'm standing here at one of our facilities at Boyer at Core. This is a 300-acre facility. There's approximately 200 cows here right now. We've got several hundred acres in the area where there's another 100 or 150 cows. And we're really heavily focused on the purebred industry and working with young people. Yeah, so when we first started using a TMR, it really opened up our opportunity to be able to purchase different kinds of feedstuffs when they were available, to be able to lower our cost, at the same time create better diets for our cattle, depending on where they're at, whether it's gestation or in the lactation after they've calved phase, or those cows out there are fall calvers. This is about as rank a stuff as you can get. This was baled off a pasture way too late, to be honest with you, but it can be really well utilized in a TMR when we're blending with these other feedstuffs. In the middle here, some high quality alfalfa hay that was baled and chopped at the same time. On the other side of these bales is our silage bag with corn silage in it. That's become really critical for us as well to be able to make these diets. And then over on the other side, the big white tube, we're creating a few more white tubes every year and really believe in the opportunity that balage brings, not only to be able to manage the hay harvesting process, but also what it does for us to be able to manage mix, to manage multiple different feedstuffs, and really maximize what we're trying to do here. The ideal state is that we would produce all of our hay, and every year we would have enough hay and we can manage exactly how that hay has been harvested, but that's not reality for us. We'll have sorghum Sudan grass that wasn't chopped in the bale, that was 6, 8, 10 feet tall, that we need to get into a mix. We'll have silage bales that may or may not have been chopped, that are wet, stringy, awesome hay, but it can be kind of nasty. And then we'll have this kind of perfect alfalfa that does everything perfectly when we're mixing it, but they're all together. And that can be the real kind of fun but unique challenge to being able to feed these cattle the way they need to be fed and they want to be fed. Well, we've talked about our bale yard and our feedstuffs here. Now we get to talk about the equipment. And so this is one of Vermeer's newest product development projects. And this is the Vermeer VSR single screw 540. And so we'll start to mix our first batch of feed and show you what's really cool about one of Vermeer's latest technologies. So we'll go ahead and get started. We always start with our dry hay bale first. So we will head out to the bale yard and start the process. So as we start out, I think about what advancement and innovation does over time. A decade ago or 2 decades ago, this would have just been the process to take a bale and put it out in a bale ring and then watch while the cows wasted a lot of hay, and then what seemed like all spring haul manure from around the bales, and then be very limited on the type and quality of hay that they were able to utilize. We will grab this dry bale and head back to the mixer. Working at Vermeer for as long as I have, I've had a chance to have many of what I would consider some of the great inventions that Vermeer has brought to the marketplace on our farm early on in their development stage. It's personal to me. I talk to cattle friends, I would say, across the country 7 days a week. I care about what we do here and the effect that it has on the industry. As cattle producers, we don't necessarily love equipment. We love what the equipment does for our cattle and our operations. And so I get really pumped up when a new prototype comes out here and watch how it works in our operation. That's just a real delight to me. My friends give me grief that I get the use of free equipment, but it just really connects me and what I do and what I'm responsible for the Vermeer family, and ultimately responsible to our customers to be able to keep bringing innovations to the market. This first bale I'm putting in is not perfect, beautiful stuff, but it works well for us, and it was a product that we were able to buy at the last minute when we were short, and we balance a ration around kind of late pasture cutting mature hay I know for sure if I would put this in a bale ring, I'd have some pretty disappointed cows. I know for sure when it's in that bunk over there, combined with some wet hay and some corn silage, that they love it every day that we feed it to them. The first time I used this machine when they brought it over, when I come back with the next bale, I wondered if it was still mixing because I couldn't see any hay flopping up over the top that you'll see with a lot of traditionally designed mixers that have been really designed for the absolute perfect mix and maybe not have been maximized for what we call processing a variety of different feedstuffs into a beef cow diet that gives us a really good mix, but it does it without as much spilling out of the top. So we'll go over and grab what my granddaughters call the marshmallow bales, and that is out of our rows of wet hay that we put up. When they see us wrapping them or when they see us go to feed them, they love to call them marshmallow bales for sure. We like to call them unbelievably good feed that's just as good the day we feed it as it was the day that we put it in to the package. And that's why we'll continue to use more balage in this operation in the future. All right, so we will dump the second bale in the mixer. So we've got our dry hay bale in there. And then again, not everybody's rations are the same. This is just one that has kind of come together from a feed analysis perspective at a volume and a pounds per day really well for us. Now there's maybe 250 or 300 cows at times that we're feeding, but even when we had 100 cows or 120 cows, a mixer made sense for us for sure, but tub grinding doesn't make as much sense for us without a grapple and maybe without huge volumes to be able to do the processing in the mixer. When we started on the drawing board at Vermeer and said, how can we really focus on this seasonal cow-calf producer that doesn't feed all year, and they want a really good mix, but they're not looking perhaps to a dairy perfect mix. And that was personal for me because I knew that's what we needed in our operation, but it was also something that our people and myself knew from talking to many others that, hey, if we can find that sweet spot of a really good mix and a really good processing action with very little kind of bubbling up out of the top, that would be a really nice opportunity in the marketplace to fix some problems. Just like a lot of things, we make it manageable and we get used to it, but I think if somebody would come out here and observe that our engineers do such a great job of and our product managers and say, why are they putting up with that? There's got to be a better way. Well, obviously it's a beautiful day here, but I think every day for me that I get to spend on our farms is a beautiful day to me. I don't care if it's building fence, if it's working and vaccinating the cattle, if it's harvesting hay. It's just what I'm really passionate about. And I get the same exact thing when I show up at 7 o'clock in the morning at Vermeer, is that suddenly I'm passionate because my colleagues are passionate about solving farmers and ranchers' problems and making life better for them. It just becomes very personal for us, the challenge of being able to bring innovations and support to the marketplace. As we try to feed the world, all of us collectively can do it in a better way.